Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of 80 Days, where we are traveling from Beirut in Syria, Lebanon, something like that, to Baghdad, Iraq. I was lucky getting the information in the last episode, and so we are on our way east and in a highly uncomfortable travel way, but Monsieur Fog here, as you can see with 100 hit points, or whatever you want to call it, is doing very fine. Anyways, we found a driver willing to cross the desert in a car powered by an eclectic collection of sails, mirrors, glass tubes and steam power. I did not fully understand it, but once the engine was started and liquid in the tubes began to bubble and steam in the heat, the vehicle took off, hovering at such speed that we were forced to leap aboard. Converse. Greetings, Monsieur Driver. Hold on, Baghdad. Baghdad, Tehran. That was not really what I wanted. I was hoping Ha'il was further north. Within a few hours we were in the deep desert, the bobbing car dropping and rising about loose and uneven yellow stone. In all directions there was nothing to see but the misty heat haze rising from the sand. I kept my eyes peeled on the horizon, hoping for a glimpse of anything, but there was nothing to be seen. After several hours, the heat and the smell of the constant bubbling of the car began to grate on my nose, so I was overjoyed to see the outline of buildings rising up through the haze. Converse. Managed to fix him up by folding his shirts and giving him a shave. I spent the night feasting on spices and pulses and drinking a dark beer-like drink in the ruined walls of an ancient city. I had no idea of its name or history. None of the inhabitants spoke English, and our driver disappeared within a few moments of our arrival. I took a moment to explore the buildings, poking through empty rooms and down long dusty hallways whose roofs came and went like English clouds. I found nothing but a touch of loneliness until on my throne I lost my way and was faced with a choice of passages, and no clues as which way to turn. I shouted for help, but no one heard. Now it was growing chill, and I began to worry about scorpions. On Navim I turned right. The ancient corridor stretched away from me, and I passed cold, shaped fountains as through a river once ran near here. In a dark and forgotten corner I found a bronze ring stamped with a single floor character, which I took with me. I found Monsieur Fog minutes later, already asleep, and gratefully lay down on the other side of the fire, heart still thumping in my chest. The journey the next morning was by comparison much easier. I asked about the ruins, and the driver shrugged. Very old indeed. Once a river ran through the said city, and for 4,000 years ago the empire flourished. What happened to it? There were moods. Some changes cannot be prevented. The domes and towers of Baghdad rose into view, and the sound of chanting drifted across the open place towards us. Okay, take a look at your ring. Okay. I have nothing to do except rest, so let's rest. We stayed in Baghdad at the Tio Hotel, owned by one Marcus Tio, a man of most improbably pale skin in these dark climes. You are a foreigner to these parts? I asked. No, indeed, he replied, wiping wine glasses with a small tower as we talked. After hours in the hotel bar, I have little interest in travel myself. My fascinations are elsewhere. I enjoy experiments. Whatever do you mean? I've got a fascination with things, he replied, gesturing his hands around the bar and cluttered shelves, ornaments, defied antiquities. They covered every surface, and I recently got the most wonderful thing. And what thing is that? A balloon, he declared with great joy. My son is taking it to Tehran in a few days. Are you fellow balloonist? Dear sir, perhaps you would enjoy the ride. Not as yet, I replied. I will mention it to my master. You nodded. Excellent. And here's something else, another thing. I looked at it and just from a shelf on the wall, From a shelf on the wall, it looked on a beautifully crafted dagger. This is as old as the city. And very valuable, I'm sure. Please, from me. I cannot accept such a thing, I declared. Oh, please do accept it, he insisted. I've been told by people I trust unreservedly that this thing brings bad luck, and I will be happy to be rid of it. I'm not superstitious, I told him, and I slid the dagger into my belt. It was a very fine item indeed. A beautiful weight with a cool bejeweled scabbard. I was on the man's mature tails. I thought as I bid him good night, if perhaps not the cleverest macaron in a pâtissière. Damn French words. The cursed dagger should fetch a good price in Quetta. No one else Quetta. That's Quetta. So. You know what, I'm going to pay a shitload to make sure we get there today. Hopefully this goes well, and I saved up to 2 days by overpaying a shit ton. We met Theo's son on the outskirts of the city beside an enormous balloon. This is Lawrence, Marcus said. He will take you to Tehran. Lawrence put out his hands to shake. You fellows are navigators? No, certainly not. Oh, Lawrence looked at his father with evident surprise, but Marcus waved his objections away. You don't need a navigator, Lawrence, he said. Just follow mountains until you see Tehran. Good luck. I did not like the sound of this, and began to clamber out of the basket, but before I could, Marcus let the rod from its ring, and with the burner was already fired, we disappeared upwards. Paris rolled for a roaring success. That was an interesting piece of news. Thank you, Gabe. Lawrence's need for a navigator became quickly evident. The balloon drifted on, and though we controlled its direction, so fly through ingenious set of rudders, the land below was a featureless desert, marked by only the slightest snows and flourishes of raised land. I asked Monsieur Fogg for advice. The sun rises in the east, he replied, so we shall head east a little and wait a little way north, and all is well. The long day dragged into cold, starry night, and all I could imagine was the sound of the burner guttering and a balloon drifting to earth. That's the grim fog. So you know my father well, Ross asked with the edge to his voice. No, but he seemed a decent fellow. Oh, he used us to smuggle, I guess. No, but he seemed a decent fellow. Lawrence shook his head. He's a cruel miser who uses people to his own ends and hides behind a smile. To be sure, if he put you on this balloon, he had a reason for it. But what possible motive could he have? Honestly, I have no idea. It's wheels within wheels with that man, Lawrence sighed. I wish I could have a simple fighter, one who was easy to outstrip. The balloon buffed a little, and Lawrence skillfully opened the burner to lift us higher over the mountains. Did you try to shift a dagger of his onto you? He asked. I took the dagger from my belt. You brought it on board a hot air balloon? Are you insane? Well, surely you do not believe in curses. Not curses, engineering, Lawrence replied. Did you not notice marks in the walls of the hotel? This dagger moves by itself. I looked down at my belt with alarm. The blade was resting against my thigh, quite still for now. Why are you making this trip? I asked her. You do not seem like a natural adventurer. I'm not, Lawrence replied. My father insisted I test the balloon. He pays for my schooling, so I had no choice. So he's not a servant, basically. Despite heavy winds and whatever power the scary spirit of Teos possessed, we made it down to ground level on the outskirts of Tehran. Lawrence shook us both by the hand and wished us well. Will you return to Baghdad? I asked. He thought for a moment and shook his head. Perhaps not, he answered. I think my father may have been trying to kill me. That is quite plausible. Lawrence drew his lip. I think there must have been something in my mod as well, he murmured. I think I will be safer here. I wish him luck that we departed into the city. Plan. Wait. It's opens on 7, okay. Plan. Wow, 8 AM. But I want to mark it. No. No, I'm not picking up any of those. Damn it, I missed the part. Not that way. That way. I missed the train, but okay. Let's explore then. To say that the capital of the Persian Empire is modern would be to deny the unparalleled glory of its ancient monuments and places, yet Biondor-class airships hummed in the sky, like skimtar moons, and mechanical palanquins adorned with enamel and goldwork carried officials, poets, and nobles up and down the gaslit avenues. The Qajar Shahs ruled over an empire almost constant at war, but the recent alliance with the Ottoman Sublime Porte has allowed the city to proper despite borders dispute with Russia and British India. The city itself, a garden of culture and art, protected from the skirmish along its border. I sat in the cafes with poets as they duelled each other with words and competed for patronage. Alright, I can afford to take a better look. Before I do that, however, let's close that plan. We have only 2 luggages, so I would prefer to sell something here right now. There is Merv and Quetta, actually. That's Merv. And Quetta is here, so we can't do both really. I would prefer to... just go straight to Kabul. Tomorrow at 8. So we're not going there, so meaning we can probably just go into town, to the market, just get rid of these two things. So, already. We are going to Kabul, so I can keep this one. Riyadh, where is Riyadh? Okay, we passed that one, so that's not happening. Meaning we can go back to Tehran, the market, sell the Venetian glass, put the perfumed oil in that bag, and now we're down to 2 bags. Excellent. And we cannot use the hotel. I wandered into the streets once more. I sought out engineers and found enemy cafes drinking humblest feet and coffees, and rinsing adventures across the table. I spoke to a metal forgers, an older woman whose muscular arms bulged under her chador, leaned closer. The other artificial blacksmith, she said, waving her burn-spotted hands, but could they make their wondrous voices if we didn't first hammer out their copper sheets and spin the wires? It is fine work, I remarked. The finest a middle-aged fellow by the name of Rafik remarked. In other cultures, a couple lily may be enough for an artificial to complete their education, but we all apprentice to other guilds and craftsmen. To truly make an automata, we must be jewelers, architects, shipwrights, cobblers, doctors, dancers. But then you must learn endlessly. Rafik smiled. Is that not what human culture is? Is that not what Tehran is? Endless learning, poured into buildings and gardens and inventions as well. Are you sure you're not a poet? And I'm a dancer too, Rafik winked, and we clinked our coffee glasses together. Some of our wrinkled out to the Shahanshah, and we all raised our cups and some added, "May you live forever." Under the watchful eye of the Prime Minister, and everyone laughed. That is my abiding memory of Tehran, a room full of men and women in the hazelight, a place where people could be both right and humane, all at the same time, a rare thing in this world of ours. It is a city, I'm sure, that will stand forever. And depart to Kabul. A black metal horse reared from the prow of the Commandage, a masterpiece of Ottoman style powered by a new type of Persian engine. It ran from Istanbul through the Persian Empire and all the way to the British frontier city of Kabul. I was sorry to be leaving Tehran, a place of true possibilities. Still, the Commandage left us in no doubt that we were leaving. Its engine fired and we rocked away along the rails. Not screaming because we can't talk, so why not? One of the Armenian porters nudged his Pashtun friend and muttered something uncomplimentary as he watched me struggle to run our things into the luggage car. I focused upon my task, but they continued to stare at me in this courteous fashion. "You look very strange for someone," said the Armenian fellow, whose name turned out to be Abadijan. I looked the man level in the eye. "Well, I am a strange sort of servant." Well, I am a strange sort of servant, I guess. I admitted, thinking of the unconventional exercises I had performed for my master since we had departed London. They only laughed pityingly in response. Monsieur Abadijan took the purple lambswool pashima around their necks. "Perhaps this will help," he said rather hopelessly. I stroked the soft fabric. As I returned to my compartment, Monsieur Fogg made no comment, distracted by the whistles and shouts which marked us departure from Tehran. Nice. Converse. Hello, ma'am. Greetings, madame. Kabul Agra. Perfumed oils. Thank you. Agra. Last bank in Agra is closest to a bank in Agra. And how about Delhi? Sure, let's talk about Delhi. I have no idea where we are right now. Oh, we are in the middle of South America. Okay. I walked up to a gentle rumble on the train and just quickly I decided to... I don't trust those guys for some reason, but I'm going to wind the scarf they gave me around my neck. Anyways, we're going to talk to Monsieur Fogg about the scarf and in the next episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Thank you so guys for watching. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.